Do you know they could have made a movie, Oprah Winfrey, after, I got my motherfucking money? I said under the Brown v. versus Board of Education, I thought that I set a precedence for my son. Why? Because here the school district was coming at my son saying he needed special education and was denying him access to a label. They were discriminating against him. You're right. Dr. Umar Johnson. I didn't want the EBD label. Why? Because it was racially motivated. It was a discrimination tactics to me based on, again, the things that they use to, exclude or include you under EBD, emotionally behaviorally disruptive, where you can't listen to your mama and your daddy. You don't follow the rules at home. You don't listen at your tutoring. You don't listen at the rec center. You don't go to church and listen. They're saying that the only people you listen to are the police, Oriana. And I said, that's why at the time when I thought you, Oriana Baker, had a motherfucking EBD label for your goddamn child, I thought that, again, it was based on you always complaining like you complain to me, right? And I said, if this is how you talk to the school district, that's why the police keep dealing with your child, not you, right? Huh? So I said, again, I didn't fit the EBD label. Why? Because my son did come home at curfew, unlike Punkin. Anitria Baker told motherfucking Cooper, right? Michael Cooper Sr. My son did make curfew, didn't he? Bitch. Huh? And he was doing the work they told him to do when they gave him work. Not only at Harrison, but at motherfucking Cooper High School. Where, again, I made sure they gave him work, right? Basic reading at your level, going higher and higher is up to you. So again, Otis Mays, did he have to prove to you and Bobby that he can motherfucking read? Did you go to Harrison and interview my child outside of me? Because I accused Harrison of having, these ex parte meetings, like when that bitch Danny, let the police in there out of uniform, huh? Todd Barnett. Huh? My son, after school, went to North and tried to get on the North football team, right? Just apply. And they said, well, you got to get your homeschool paperwork, right? And you go here, you can't go. And then the next day, they were at Harrison, out of uniform, pals, trying to get him on a team, and my son didn't want to be on a team. They said he had to be on a team. Danny, a social worker at Harrison, was saying he had to be on the team. He said, call my motherfucking mom. And my mom said, hold up. My mom said, hold up. Little Michael's motherfucking mama, said, hold up. The fuck you mean, Danny? You got the police with my son in a room discussing football. Who the fuck are you? And he said he told you no once. Now you made him sit there long enough to get me on the motherfucking phone? I went the fuck off. I sure did. It was intimidation. Pals, right? You don't get to just come out of uniform, show up at school, demand somebody be on your football team. Huh? Jamel? Was it based on his motherfucking skill, Mr. Howard? Because if that's why they were trying to make him, Bobby, be on North's team, I said he didn't have to because he didn't want to. He went up there with a friend, signed up because a friend was. That's how they do. And then when the friend couldn't get on and he couldn't get on, he moved on that day, that moment. Now you're at his school. You're at his motherfucking school. So I said that was a problem for me. So I started to ask how many times that shit happened, Atlee, Riley, under your watch. Did they ever show up and interrogate my motherfucking son? Did Lamadrid Wilson interrogate my son? Because see, when I couldn't get into the building and I had to go through the metal detector, the wand, and, the police before I could get in the door to see if you're hurting my child, harming my child, when, again, my child didn't deserve to be there, Michael motherfucking Papers. I said your district owed me more money. Why? Because you tried to, get involved. You let Linda Baker, Jackie Baker, Shonda Smith Baker, Anitria Baker, Oriana Baker get in your motherfucking head. And I asked Mr. Opal, I asked Mr. Sullivan, was them motherfuckers gossiping? Because see, you need to disclose what them bitches are saying. Like, did my son make curfew? Hell yeah, he made curfew. It's posted on the wall. And again, if you get arrested, I'll be there in 23 hours and 59 seconds. Because they told me they'll arrest me. Like in that 25 page, somebody by the name of Sage Van Horace sent me when I was told if he didn't go to Harrison, I was going to go to motherfucking jail. So I got an attorney. And my attorney said, well, Sharon, they're saying you're not working with them. They're saying you're causing problems. So let them do what they want to do. And as you let them do what they want to do, let's see if it's right or wrong. So for 2 motherfucking years, Tuheim, they did nothing. They didn't give a fuck about him learning. All they cared about was whether or not he walked through the door and whether or not, they took attendance that day. Because tomorrow was a new day. You're not expected to have no work done. You're not expected to have no stable teacher. You're not expected the teacher to have curriculum. None of these things are expected. Just your body here so we can tag you as being in attendance. And I said that was a problem, didn't I, Atlee? So then my lawyer sent a curriculum man in there and said, well, they don't have a curriculum. What does that mean? So then I went, right? Y'all had a first school conference. And as I went, Atlee, Chris Satterley was the only one with a school curriculum where he had a course plan beginning to end where he could show me motherfucking work Michael was doing. Chris Satterley at that time was God to me. Where Susan St. James chewing that motherfucking ice. Judge Krause, where I went to Susan St. James' classroom. Was that her name? Miss St. James? And she didn't have shit. She said, well, they don't have to do nothing. I said, excuse me? She said, well, if they want to. What do you mean if they want to? Then I went to the math class. And the math class told me, he said, well, there's a book over there. Go look at it. So I went and looked at the book. It started with kindergarten, and it was all the way up to what, Ian Leonard? That motherfucking math teacher said, well, I'm the second math teacher this year, and they told me this is the book they were using so Michael can pick some shit out the book. I said, you don't know where he's at in his math level? They said, excuse me? You don't know where he's at in his math level, so you can give him some shit to do while you're here. He was like, huh? I said, God damn it, you're wasting my motherfucking time. And they said $25,550 for this school year, and I need my motherfucking money back in cash. That's what I need. Why? Because I felt like I was working for the state of Minnesota doing foster care where I collected a difficulty of care, and the state of Minnesota was allowing the school district to be difficult. So now Atlee said, I gotta leave school, right? My school here is done, Sharon. And as you need to get your, compensation, you have to work with Amy. And I said, Amy was trying to steal that compensation, wasn't I? I said, Amy Jane Getz was trying to create this big-ass estate and then move my child to Brim Roads. Oh, and I documented that, didn't I? Bitch. Huh? I documented that shit. Obama. So as we were doing our juvenile diversion, huh? And you'd be very clear why I'm roasting you on this business day. I like doing it on business days so that we're very clear with the district court and the use of the tools that I felt that if I read and was in your seat long enough, I could do your motherfucking job the same way. Go get them goddamn green and burgundy books, open that shit up, and research it myself. I don't need to hire an assistant, but I can. I can hire an assistant to, schedule meetings with you guys too. Want to schedule meetings, want to research those laws and shit, and then bring them to me, and I can find a motherfucking para writer to write that shit, and then I can come and do a song and dance in your motherfucking courtroom. Correct? Because that is what you told me. Huh? You said not only ain't it good enough to, file a motion, you got to come and present it. And I said, that's like doing a song and dance, right? You want me to do a song and dance? You gonna give me some money if I do a song and dance? I ain't Sambo, bitch.